Yo, Chris Blair here. Just sitting out drinking a beer. I actually tried to do this as a live stream, but for some reason I got some error message. I don't know exactly what's going on. I want to talk about two things today. Number one is the situation with China. I've been sort of waiting in the weeds. I posted about this a couple days ago, but it's been sort of waiting about making this video until the situation became clearer. Although I can't say that it's 100% clear now, but it's time that I do a video and talk about this because I'm getting questions about it from people. And number two is that the myth of free traffic. I hear a lot of people talking about free traffic and get away from paid traffic and go to free traffic. And I want to dispel the myth that there is such thing as free traffic, because even traffic that you don't even spend a single penny on has a cost. So let's talk about that. And by the way, I just want to clear up something in front. I believe in some of these so-called free traffic methods. I think it's great for building a long-term business, but you got to understand the pluses and minuses of these. Okay, so first let's talk about China, okay, and the situation there. First of all, guys, this is not an anti-China thing at all. You may or may not know, but I studied Chinese. I was with a Chinese woman for a long time. I don't talk about this publicly very much. I don't like to talk about my personal life very much on these videos. But I was with a Chinese woman for a long time. I've lived in Taiwan. I have, in my previous businesses, when I was working in the corporate world, I traveled and I spent, I estimate over the course of several years, a month here, 2 weeks here, whatever, I must have spent almost 8 or 9 months of my life in China, okay? So I am not in any way, shape, or form anti-China. In fact, I like China and I like Chinese people. But the reality is right now the situation is horrible. It is really, really bad, okay? And I feel sorry about saying this, but this is going to have a negative effect on our Shopify sellers' businesses, okay? Recently, one of the suppliers, and I think it varies per area, because I've heard some suppliers are actually going back to business and some are not, but one of the suppliers emailed out to some people, and I'm on their mailing list, that they will not be fulfilling orders in their area. The schools and their factories have been forced to close down until February 18th. And by the way, February 18th is not even the final date. It could even be even farther. And apparently the virus is spreading pretty rapidly within China. Now, China is not allowing tourists out of the country, right? You have to be able to travel for a specific business reason, so it's limiting the exposure to other countries. And other countries are getting more strict about letting people in, especially from China. Although in Japan, where I live, is checking on every foreigner. They're doing checks at the airport on every foreigner who comes in. So the spread will probably limit beyond China, at least that's my guess, based on the actions being taken, although there will be spread outside of China as well. But the situation in China is unclear, it's unstable, and this will have an effect on your drop shipping business, okay? So this is what I'm advising my own students, okay, who are drop shipping. Now, 95% of my students, or actually 90% of my students, are doing mostly what I do, which is called print on demand, which is another solution I'm going to recommend. But I also have some students who are doing drop shipping. And what I'm recommending them is to try to find alternative drop ship suppliers outside of China. They exist, okay? You have to dig. You may have to pay more, especially if you go from the United States, but you can find alternative drop ship suppliers outside of China, okay? It's totally possible, okay? Now, what I really recommend is now might be a great time, because the thing about dropshipping is even without the current situation, there's always been the long shipping times. There's always been the issues with quality control and ups and downs, right? Now could be a great time to make the transition to print on demand. Print on demand is a great business model, okay? Let's just smell some myths about print on demand. I love print on demand. I'm doing print on demand a long time. I've had a lot of success with print on demand, and I have many students who have success with print on demand. But let's just spell some of the myths, okay? The margins are low. That's myth number one. With T-shirts and with mug cups, that is true. But you can sell thousands. Guys, I can tell you a hot T-shirt or a hot coffee mug will sell thousands. I have one student who sold 50,000 coffee mugs on one design. 50,000. Yeah, they don't make a lot of profit per sale, but you can sell massive amount of amounts. Plus, you can do upsells in the back end. and you can get them on the mailing list. And because they're getting the product fast, right? 3 or 4, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days at the very most with print on demand. Okay, sorry, rare cases 8 or 9 days, but most cases 6 or 7 days at the very most. Happy customer come back and buy from you again. You mail them, they buy from you again. So the long-term value of a customer is much more. But that said, there are now hundreds, if not thousands, of products you can print on demand. Jackets, tumblers, shoes. It's a plethora of items, guys. And I have some students who are marking up stuff at $40. And I have one item that I've been selling recently with a $50 markup. Okay, $50 markup. You can't do any better than that with drop shipping. At least in most cases you can't, right? So the fact that this idea that margins are low is just, it's a myth. It's not true, okay? Number 2, all the products are limited. Back in 2014, 15, and even 16, yes. But from 2017 on, there's been this growth and growth and growth and growth. And now we are literally at thousands of products you can sell print on demand. There's this huge number of stuff. You'd be shocked, okay? So print on demand, it's just not true that you're limited on your prototype. And let me talk about more about this. And not only are you not limiting your prototype, but guys, it's all about your creativity and finding expressions, right? And now people say, well, I'm not very creative. And here's the thing I want to talk about this. And this is the only objection that has even, I would say, a little bit of merit, okay? A little bit. And I'm talking about a very, very small, minute merit. Okay, yes, it can be harder in the beginning to be creative and find winning product ideas with print on demand. But don't get scared of that. And there's 2 reasons why. Number 1, it's totally learnable. I have not met a student who cannot learn it if they put up enough effort into it, okay? You can absolutely know how to do this, right? It just requires you to tap into that creative part of the brain. We're not talking about being an artist here. We're just talking about having a little bit of creativity. And it's a learnable skill. Every person is capable of this, okay? So that is the one myth that's really not a myth. It does exist, but it's easily overcome, okay? All right, so either find other options for print on demand, other options for drop shipping, or go to print on demand, okay? That's what I recommend. And if you want help with print on demand, I'm absolutely the man to help you. This is an arrogant thing to say, but this is the truth. Of Custom Cat, the number 1 biggest print on demand supplier in the marketplace. Okay? They got 15,000 Shopify stores with their app installed. 10 of the top 20 of their stores are in my course to mastermind or private coaching. I mean, that's just, if that doesn't say anything, I don't know what it says. Okay, so, I mean, what it doesn't say, because it's ridiculous. I mean, my coaching and training absolutely works. Okay, so anyway, so if you're interested in that, private message me. Let's move on from that. This is not a sales video. This is out to help you guys. Okay, now let's dispel the myth of free traffic. Okay, so a lot of people say I want to use free traffic. Okay, like blogging, videos on YouTube without advertising, and there's many free traffic methods. And those, by the way, are great ideas. Okay, you put a good blog article, you put a good video out there, do social bookmarking, and all sorts of other free traffic activities that you can do. You establish a footprint out in the marketplace that stays there a long time. And I love SEO, guys. I think that if you're not doing SEO in your store, you are screwing yourself, especially if you're trying to build this thing long term. Okay, but SEO is slow. It is slow. It's slow to produce results. It's slow to get the traffic, and I think you should be doing it because you want to own that real estate. And even though I'm a big fan of paid advertising is the moment you turn it off, the traffic stops. Okay, so I'm not saying that free traffic methods are not good. They are good, but there is a cost involved. First of all, it takes time and effort. Okay. Number 2, it doesn't to do social bookmarking, to make the blog. All that takes time and effort, right? And depending on the quality of what you produce, whether it gets ranked or not, is not totally out of your control. So time and effort and lack of control is a big problem with free traffic methods. And the other problem is this, okay? And that is lost opportunity. By just doing free traffic methods, you are actually losing out on revenue you could be generating now. Because the reason this came up is one of the Shopify groups. There was a discussion about this, and I said, guys, look, I actually not disagreeing on using those methods. In fact, I think you should use those methods. If you're trying to build a long-term, reliable brand, you absolutely should use the free traffic methods. But you can't go from 0 sales or $100 in sales to $10,000 sales in a matter of a few days with those free traffic methods. But you can with paid ads. Paid Facebook ads or Google ads or YouTube ads or any type of advertising. You can go from a small amount, $100 to $10,000 a day in sales. And guys, that is not even unusual. I mean, okay, more than 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, that happens. And I guys, one of my mastermind members did 90,000 during Christmas, one day during Christmas sales, right? But so those are extreme. But 0 to 10K a day in sales with paid ads, it's not even unusual. It's not even unusual. Okay, so that is the so why, if you have a hot product that you know is good, why wouldn't you test with paid ads? And now people say, well, I lose money on paid ads. I lose money. Guys, you lose money on paid ads because you don't know how. And the reality is a lot of the YouTube videos, there's some great stuff on YouTube videos on training on how to do paid ads, but there's a lot of junk out there, right? But it's not just about the paid ad format. It's about your website, how you lay it out. It's about your product offer, and it's about the paid ad strategy. So it's a combination of both. And to get that work, it takes some challenge. And yes, it's not easy. But again, this is where you go for some training or coaching, either with me or someone else who's doing. Look, there's a lot of people out there who see my stuff. I'm a little too intense for them. I'm a little too in your face, and they think I'm an asshole. I have people tell me that. Hey, Chris, you're just a little too intense. And if I'm not for you, that's fine. Find someone who does resonate with you. But I know I can help you, so if you're interested in that, private message me, and I can hook you up with my mastermind or course or private coaching. Anyway, so today was to talk about what you can do when the China problem is, look for an alternative, or go to POD. In the meantime, stop selling stuff from China until the situation is clear, okay? And I just wanted to dispel the myth that free traffic is free, because it costs you time and effort. There's no guarantee because you don't control the results, and you're losing money now because it's going to take time to make that stuff work. All right. Cheers. This is Chris. I'm coming to you from Kyoto. You guys know I live in Japan for a long, long time. I love it here. And I'll see you guys in the next video.